Hello everybody, this is Jeffrey GT7 and welcome to the episode. In this episode, I'm going to be using a request build, which is going to be using the legendary Mazda 778B. So this is going to be a really good episode. In this car, I'll be showcasing on how you can find it in the game. The livery that I'll be using for this car as well, I'll share that as well. The build and setup, which is going to be pretty easy and simple, I'll share that as well. And most importantly, the last thing I'll be showcasing is going to be, of course, the gameplay, just to give you an idea of what this car is capable of doing at Le Mans. But this car is one of many other Group C cars that are amazingly good choice for Le Mans, just because not only they're fast, flexible, but they also have really good fuel mileage as well. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and jump into the episode. So the first part, of course, is how to find the car. You can find this only in the Legends car dealership, and unfortunately, as you can see from this list, it is not here. If you do have the car, then you're in good shape. If not, then unfortunately, you will have to wait till it shows back up in the game. Here's the livery I'll be using for this episode. You can go ahead and copy the hashtags if you want to manually search for it, or if you follow me in the game or have already followed me in the game already, I do have it in my news feed. If you want to follow me in the game, here are some quick steps you can do in order to follow me in the game. That way, if you do see my episodes in the future, you can just basically check out my news feed rather than having to manually search for this particular livery for this car. And trust me, this livery looks really good, especially it being that very iconic blue and white Miata Toyota livery, which we all wish that that livery had that car in this game. So as you can see, here is the setup I have for this car. Nothing really too special or out of the ordinary. Just make sure you have racing hard tires. Make sure the front downforce is as low as possibly you can. The rear downforce, make sure it's always high as possible. The power restrictor and the output adjustment, make sure you copy those numbers down. Here's the other part of the list if you're curious to see if there's anything back here, and you can see there's nothing really special back here at the other part of the list. And that's going to be pretty much it for the car, so there's nothing all that much to do, just merely nerf the engine, which is the majority of it, racing hard tires, and of course adjusting the downforce, and that's going to be it for the build. Now this car, of course, is going to be really quick and very smooth and flexible, and it's going to be just an amazing good car to choose for this race. Now what I'm going to do for this race is going to be a little bit of a challenge for me. I didn't even try to do this until later in the lap. I'm going to try to do this race without having to do any refuel, and trust me, it is going to be a good possibility to do that, for us to beat that challenge for not refueling the car. So as you can see, we got this set to map 1, but later in the lap, when I actually dared myself to do this challenge, I'm going to put in field map 3, to be honest. But you can see, even with field map 1, we do have a slight advantage over the group 4s. It's not by a whole lot, but thanks to our late braking and our handling and everything about it, this car, that makes it at least 3 or 4 times better than the group 4s. That's what's going to really come to play in order for you to put down some really good impressive lap times and pretty much let you get away from the group 4s. It's not because of the top speed, it's just because of, one, the really good fuel economy it has, and most importantly, the downforce and the grip the car delivers, and the braking. That's the main factor of this car. So as we enter into the second chicane, we're going to try to make a move on the Genesis if it's possible, which we can. We're going to put ourselves in P6 as of the moment. We're going to unfortunately get ourselves another penalty since we went over the curb on that left-hander. And we're going to grab 2 more spots from the Supra and from the Lexus, and we're going to find ourselves in P4. And as you may know, the rest of the cars for us to catch up is going to be the Group 4 Corvette, Viper, and the Suzuki Swift. So usually in some races I've already am the leader already, or close to it. But just because the Mazda 778B that we have for this tune does not really deliver that much on the main speed, is the reason why we haven't really caught up. Now you can see I moved to map 6, and I figured that would be a bit too much fuel saving, so we went back down to level 3. It looks like number 3 is very balanced. You have both, you can have power on the main straight, and you also are going to save a good bit of fuel just with this mode alone. As we approach the penalty box area, we're going to go ahead and grab second place, even though we have to return it back after going through the penalty box, which is quite unfortunate, but that's the way sometimes it is. We're going to get ourselves a decently good run from the Swift. As we go through the penalty area, we're going to give back both second and third to both the Corvette and the Viper, but there's no need to be upset or fret about it, because once we get to the Michelin Bridge corner, this car is going to really be able to get the grip compared to those cars and easily retake second place. And you can see that we're going to easily catch up with the Suzuki Swift in the next couple corners, and we're going to take the lead of this race. And once we take the lead, we are not going to look back whatsoever. We're going to pretty much drop the hammer and just leave everybody else in the dust. So we're going to take the lead right as we're about to approach the pit entry on the end of lap 1, and from now on it's going to be more of a test session or a time trial session for us. As we finish up lap 2, you can see we got ourselves some pretty threatening dark clouds around the area, and we also got ourselves a very intense rainstorm heading our way. We actually do see some greens and yellows on the radar, and we actually do have some dark blues heading our direction too. So on the last second split direction, I made this decision to go ahead and make a pit stop and get ourselves wet tires. Now, I've actually purchased both inters and wets, and I guess surprisingly for the inters, it probably puts it over 700 pp, and that's the reason why I can't use them. But we, however, can use the wets, which I thought was quite interesting and quite strange that that was the case, that the intermediate tires would actually perform better than the racing slicks, which is very odd for that to happen. So you can see we got the rain coming down pretty aggressively. As you may have saw, we had a little bit of some steam into the track too, with that rain hitting the track as well. We're going to go ahead and get our tires changed out. We are going to surrender the lead to the Lexus driver, but as soon as we get down pit road, we're going to easily catch up with the Lexus, since we got ourselves those wet tires, and that Lexus is going to be pretty much stranded with those slick tires. And you can just see the wire gauge is going to increase very, very quickly, and this is exactly what I will need in order for these wet tires to last for the stint. So as we get through these corners, you can see the gap between ourselves and that Lexus driver is dropping very quickly. Matter of fact, there he is right there. We do manage to easily bypass them, and as soon as we get to lap number 4, I've decided to come back in the pit road and get myself some slicks. Now, I could have stayed maybe one more extra lap, to be honest, but I think lap 4 would have been a good lap to come pit road and let's get some slicks and let that be that. So that's going to be the main theme for this pit stop, is just changing tires. We of course are going for the no refuel challenge for this car, and it's actually going pretty well. We've actually have been pretty consistently been able to save some fuel for this car, and it's just working nicely. I mean, I knew the Mazda was really good on fuel saving, but for it to be possible to do a full Le Mans race without having to refuel or add any more fuel to the car, that's pretty impressive for the fuel itself. So as we're going to go ahead and get our tires changed, which is going to help us save a lot of time with the fueling station not being able to fuel the car at all. Come right back out. We're going to carefully leave pit road, make sure we get on the dries as soon as we can. Fast forward to lap 7. This is going to be our quote last lap of the race. We are pretty much getting close to crunch time, and once we actually do enter in the last corner, we're going to do a little bit of lifting and making sure that we actually do make sure this lap is the last lap. In fact, we did actually had possibly enough fuel to just make it one more lap, but I just kind of wanted to make sure and get this race done at a really good time, right at 30 seconds. So as we get to the last corner, we're going to lift, we're going to slow down, let the car coast a little bit, and then perfectly got ourselves that 30-minute 0.1 overall for the total time of the race, so it was almost perfect when we did it. So yeah, the car did great, very smooth, very quick, very fast, everything you need a car for it to be for Le Mans. This car does it right here. So if you do have it, I really recommend giving it a shot, and trust me, it's going to help you a ton whenever you run it at Le Mans. So for our next episode preview, it's actually a very neat request. I had somebody ask me if I ever did a Pantera run with, I believe it was Sardina, and I said yes. So the next episode is going to be quite an interesting one. I'm looking for it as well. It's going to be using the classic Pantera with the engine swap, and we'll be driving this car at Sardina. So it is possible for this car with the engine swap to actually be competitive at Sardina. So I can't wait to see what we can do with it. If you guys enjoyed today's episode, why not go ahead and leave a like. If you guys enjoyed today's episode and like to see more of my content there down the road, why not go ahead and hit the subscribe button as well and turn that bell on for notifications. If you want to check out the last episode, there it is right there as well. And if you have any other comments for any other builds, you're more than welcome down below. And until then, I'll see you guys later, and take care.